Have you ever felt like the world is just too loud? Not just the noise around you, but the noise within you. Between the deadlines, the worries, the constant scrolling, and the endless to-do lists, it's easy to forget what peace even feels like. Maybe you've been holding your breath without even realizing it. Maybe your mind is always running, even when your body is still. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And this video isn't here to tell you what to do. It's here to offer you something we all need, but rarely give ourselves permission to seek: inner peace. Not the kind you get from a vacation or a cup of tea, though those help, but the deeper kind. The kind that doesn't depend on the world being quiet. A stillness that lives inside of you, even when life feels chaotic. In today's video, we'll gently explore how Buddhist wisdom, timeless, simple, and deeply human, can guide us back to that quiet center within ourselves. This isn't about escaping life. It's about learning how to be in life, without losing yourself in it. So if you're tired, overwhelmed, or just longing for a breath of clarity, you're in the right place. Let's take this moment to slow down, to breathe, and to remember, peace isn't something we find. It's something we return to. 1. Understanding the true source of chaos. Have you ever had one of those days where everything feels like too much? The traffic, the noise, the endless responsibilities. The feeling that no matter how hard you try, you're always a step behind. And maybe you've looked around and thought, if only the world would just calm down, maybe I could finally feel at peace. But here's a gentle truth, one that many of us don't realize until we've spent years chasing quiet outside ourselves. The chaos isn't just out there. It's in here. In our minds. In the racing thoughts. In the fears that never sleep. In the constant craving for something better, or the clinging to what's already gone. The Buddha once said, "There is no external enemy more dangerous than an undisciplined mind." And when you really pause to feel that, not just hear it, but feel it, you begin to understand something profound. That much of our suffering doesn't come from what happens around us, but from how our minds respond within us. That fight with a loved one that plays over and over in your head. That moment of failure from years ago you still carry like a wound. That fear of the future that tightens your chest every morning. These are not the world's noise. These are the echoes of a mind that hasn't yet found rest. And if you're nodding quietly to yourself, if your heart feels heavy hearing this, you're not broken. You're not weak. You're simply human. The Buddha understood this. He saw it clearly over 2,500 years ago. That we live in a world full of impermanence and change, yet we resist it at every turn. We crave what feels good. We fear what we can't control. We cling to what's passing. We push away what's painful. And in that endless cycle of craving and aversion, peace becomes something we postpone. We tell ourselves, "I'll feel better once the kids are grown. I'll find peace once the bills are paid. I'll relax when everything's under control." But here's the thing, everything is never under control. The world will always shift. There will always be noise, confusion, heartbreak, uncertainty. The miracle isn't in stopping the storm. The miracle is in learning to sit calmly in the middle of it. And this is where Buddhist wisdom offers us something truly beautiful, not a promise to fix the world, but a path to quiet the mind. Because peace isn't about silence around you. Peace is when your mind no longer reacts to every sound, every fear, every pull. Imagine this for a moment. You're sitting by a river. The water flows by, muddy, full of debris. You could reach in and try to grab the mud, fight the current, clear the mess. Or, you could sit still. Let the water settle. Let the mud fall. Over time, the river becomes clear, not because you controlled it, but because you stopped disturbing it. Your mind is the same. The more you chase control, the more chaos you create. The more you resist your thoughts and emotions, the stronger they pull. But when you begin to observe them, without judgment, without clinging, something incredible happens. You create space. Space to breathe. Space to rest. Space for peace to arise, not from outside circumstances, but from your own awareness. And maybe no one ever told you this before. That it's okay to pause. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to not have all the answers. What matters is that you're willing to look inward. That you're willing to soften the grip. To ask yourself, not, how do I fix everything? But, how do I relate to what's happening inside me, right now? The mind, when left unattended, becomes a wild storm. But when trained with care, with compassion, it becomes the most peaceful refuge. So no, the world may not slow down for you. But you can slow down inside the world. And in that slowing down, you'll find something many spend their whole lives chasing. Something that was never lost. Your own inner peace. 2. Mindfulness, the key to inner peace. Have you ever been in a room full of people, yet felt completely alone in your own thoughts? The noise outside may stop for a moment. But inside, your mind keeps spinning, reliving the past, fearing the future, replaying things you wish you'd done differently. You might smile, nod, carry on with your day. But deep down, there's this quiet ache. The ache of always being somewhere else in your mind. That's where mindfulness becomes more than just a word. It becomes a lifeline. In Buddhist teaching, mindfulness isn't about becoming someone new. It's about finally being present with who you already are. Fully. Gently. With honesty. The Buddha said, "Breathe in, and know that you are breathing in. Breathe out, and know that you are breathing out." It sounds simple, but when was the last time you truly noticed your breath? Not just felt it, but truly honored it, without distraction, without judgment, without rushing. Mindfulness invites you into this moment, not the moment you wish for, or the one you regret, but this one, right here. And this moment, as ordinary as it may seem, is where peace quietly waits. Because the mind, left unchecked, will always chase something else. It will say, "I'll rest when I fix this. I'll be happy once they forgive me. I'll feel safe when everything goes my way." But none of those moments are guaranteed. The only real place we ever have is now. And mindfulness is the art of choosing now. When you practice mindfulness, you begin to observe instead of react. You notice a thought, but you don't have to believe it. You feel anger rise, but you don't have to act on it. You sense sadness, but you no longer fear it. Instead of fighting your emotions, or trying to fix them, you give them room. You say, "Ah, I see you." And in that space of gentle awareness, something miraculous happens. The emotion moves on. Like a cloud passing through a vast sky. That's the gift of mindfulness. It doesn't remove pain. It removes your identification with pain. And slowly, you begin to realize. You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are the one watching. And the watcher is always still. Imagine this for a moment. You're in the middle of a thunderstorm. Rain pounding, wind howling, lightning flashing. You could run, hide, scream, panic. Or, you could sit beneath shelter, and simply observe. You don't stop the storm. But you no longer suffer from it. That's the kind of strength mindfulness brings. Not control. But presence. A quiet, grounded presence that says, this moment may be painful, but I don't have to run from it. This thought may be dark, but I don't have to become it. This world may be noisy, but my heart can remain still. And maybe no one ever taught you how to be with yourself in this way. Maybe all your life, you were told to achieve, to hurry, to suppress, to tough it out. But mindfulness doesn't ask you to be tough. It asks you to be tender. To meet yourself exactly where you are, without needing to change or escape. In Buddhist practice, mindfulness is known as sati, a sacred remembering. Not remembering your past, but remembering who you truly are beneath all the noise. A quiet awareness. A still witness. A presence that doesn't cling, doesn't push away, doesn't demand. Just is. And when you begin to live from that space, even if just for a few minutes a day, you will feel the difference. Your conversations become more gentle. Your reactions slow down. Your breath softens. And most importantly, your heart opens. Because mindfulness is not a practice of the mind alone. It is a coming home to yourself. Not to the roles you play, the mistakes you've made, or the burdens you carry. But to the one beneath all of that. The one who is always here. The one who has been quietly waiting for you to return. And maybe, just maybe, that's what peace truly is. The moment you stop running, and simply arrive. 3. Letting go, the art of liberation. Have you ever felt like you were holding on to something so tightly, only to realize later, it was the very thing hurting you? We live in a world that constantly tells us to hold on. Hold on to our goals. Hold on to people. Hold on to the past. Hold on to the image we've built of who we think we should be. But what if the true path to peace is to let go? In Buddhism, this is not just a suggestion, it's a liberation. The Buddha taught, attachment is the root of suffering. And from that wisdom, a profound truth emerges: when we cling, we suffer. When we release, we breathe. Storytelling moment. There was once a woman who came to a Zen master. Her eyes were weary. Her shoulders heavy. She said, "Master, I've done everything I was supposed to. I've raised my family, built a career, kept everything together. But I still feel empty. Why?" The master simply picked up a teacup, filled it to the brim, and kept pouring. The tea spilled everywhere. She gasped, "Why are you doing that?" He replied, "You are this cup. You are so full of expectations, pain, control, regrets, there's no room for peace to enter. You must first let go." The heart of the teaching, letting go, is not giving up. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you abandon your family or walk away from your responsibilities. It means you stop gripping so tightly to things you cannot control. You stop demanding that life be a certain way. You release the need to have all the answers. You stop replaying the past, and fearing what hasn't even happened yet. Letting go is not weakness. It's strength. It takes courage to say, "This no longer serves me." It takes deep wisdom to see that peace comes not from fixing everything around you, but from softening everything within you. Real-life connection. Maybe you've been hurt deeply, by someone you loved. Maybe your dreams didn't unfold the way you planned. Maybe you're carrying guilt, shame, or loss, and it's weighing you down. Buddhism doesn't ask you to forget. It simply offers a gentle path toward freedom. Observe the pain. Breathe with it. Acknowledge it. And, slowly, begin to let it go. This practice is called non-attachment. Not indifference. But a wise, compassionate understanding that all things are impermanent, nothing lasts forever, and that's okay. The gentle release. Try this right now, just for a moment. Close your eyes. Think of something you've been clinging to, an old grudge, a fear, an expectation. Now take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine that tight grip loosening. Just a little. Like leaves falling gently from a tree in autumn. You're not losing them. You're allowing them to return to the earth. That's the art of letting go. A quiet reminder from the Buddha. You only lose what you cling to. These words might seem simple, but they carry the power to transform your life. Clinging brings anxiety. Letting go brings space, space to heal, to grow, to love freely again. In this chaotic world, everyone is holding on to something. But maybe what you need isn't more control, it's more surrender. Maybe peace isn't something to chase, but something that finds you when you finally stop chasing. If you're tired, dear friend, truly tired of the noise, the pressure, the pretending, then consider this your permission to let go. Let go of who you think you have to be. Let go of the past that keeps replaying in your heart. Let go of the fear of what's next. Because when you release, you return to yourself. To that quiet, clear space where peace already lives. And perhaps, just perhaps, you'll discover that everything you were searching for has been within you all along. 4. Connecting within, returning to yourself. Have you ever felt surrounded by everything, yet disconnected from yourself? In this modern world, we are connected to so much, our phones, our careers, the endless noise of the news, even to people we've never met online. But in the midst of all these connections, we've quietly lost one of the most sacred connections of all, the connection with our inner self. It's easy to overlook. You wake up, rush to start your day, check your messages, handle responsibilities, take care of others. But how often do you stop and simply ask yourself, how am I really feeling today? The Buddha understood this truth more than 2,600 years ago. Under the Bodhi tree, he didn't meditate for 49 days to escape life. He didn't run away from the world. He turned inward, not to avoid the chaos, but to face it with clarity and courage, from within. Because true peace doesn't come from changing the world around us. It comes from the quiet revolution that happens inside us. And this journey inward, it begins with a pause. You don't need a mountaintop or a monastery. All you need is a few minutes a day. A few deep breaths. A few silent moments with yourself. Sit. Close your eyes. And instead of scrolling through your phone, scroll through your soul. Not to judge. Not to fix. Just to listen. You might be surprised at what you hear. Maybe it's the quiet ache of loneliness you've carried for years but never admitted out loud. Maybe it's the unspoken grief you buried under a busy schedule. Or maybe it's just silence. A kind of stillness that wraps around you like a soft blanket, reminding you, you are home. So many people are silently suffering, wearing smiles by day and battling storms by night. But when you begin to connect with yourself, gently, patiently, without expectation, you begin to heal from the inside out. You start feeling whole, even if the world outside is still broken. The teachings of the Buddha gently guide us back to this wholeness. He taught, "Be a light unto yourself." And that light is always within you, not in a perfect life, not in someone else's approval, not in tomorrow's success. It's here. Now. In this breath. In this moment. And yes, the world is noisy. But peace isn't the absence of noise. It's the presence of awareness. You can still have chaos outside, and still carry calm inside. You can still go to work, raise your children, deal with heartbreak, pay your bills, and still find an inner refuge that no one can take away. This is the gift of returning to yourself. Think of it like this: when a tree is shaken by the wind, its leaves tremble, but its roots hold steady. When you live connected to your roots, your breath, your values, your awareness, you may be shaken, but you won't be broken. That's what meditation offers. It's not a fancy technique. It's not about stopping your thoughts or becoming spiritual. It's just about coming back to you. To that quiet center inside that is untouched by the world's demands. You can begin simply. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Sit quietly, feel your breath, notice the sensations in your body. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring it back. Not with frustration, but with kindness. The same way you'd guide a child who got distracted. Again and again, return to yourself. Over time, you'll notice something beautiful. The anxiety begins to soften. The need to prove yourself to others begins to fade. The regrets and fears lose their grip. And in their place, comes clarity. Compassion. Inner peace. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on everything going right. It's deeper than that. It's the kind of peace that whispers, even in this moment, I am enough. So, if you've spent your life taking care of others but neglecting your own heart. If you've been running on empty, smiling on the outside while hurting on the inside. If you've forgotten what it feels like to just be. This is your gentle reminder, you deserve your own presence. Come home to yourself. Because the world will keep spinning. The noise will never truly stop. But in the middle of it all, you can create a sanctuary, a quiet space where your soul can breathe. And when you live from that place, everything changes. You don't react, you respond. You don't chase happiness, you radiate it. You don't look outside for peace, you become the peace. So today, let this be your invitation. Not to run away. But to return. To return to the only place where real peace has ever existed. Inside you. 5. Make inner peace a way of life. Peace is not a place to reach. It's a way to walk. There was once a man who asked a monk, "How can I find peace in a world that never stops screaming?" The monk smiled gently and replied, "By learning how to walk calmly through the noise." In our modern lives, full of pressure, constant notifications, unfinished lists, and quiet loneliness, we often think of peace as a place we'll get to someday. Someday, when the kids grow up. Someday, when the bills are paid. Someday, when life finally slows down. But what if peace isn't waiting at the end of the road? What if peace is the road? According to the teachings of the Buddha, peace is not a reward. It is a practice. A way of being. A choice we make again and again, especially when life feels hardest. So how do we begin? Start small. Start gently. Start now. Spend 5 minutes in silence each morning. Not scrolling. Not planning. Just breathing. This is not just meditation. This is medicine for the soul. Turn off your phone when you eat. Let the moment be sacred. Feel the food. Taste it. Be present. It's a simple act, but one that says, I am here for my life. Practice gratitude for the little things. A hot cup of coffee. A soft pillow. A kind word. The more you notice peace, the more peace notices you. These are not just tips. They are seeds. And if you water them daily, with attention, compassion, and patience, something beautiful will bloom inside you. Peace is not about escaping the world. It's about standing in the middle of chaos and choosing not to be pulled in. It's being stuck in traffic and not cursing. It's being misunderstood and choosing silence over anger. It's knowing you cannot control everything, but you can control how open your heart remains. And slowly, without even noticing, it becomes a lifestyle. You smile more often, even when no one's watching. You breathe deeper. You let go easier. You stop needing the world to be perfect in order for you to feel okay. You walk through your day like a monk in the marketplace, calm, present, and free. Many people carry invisible pain. They feel trapped in their own thoughts. They ache for something they can't name. Maybe that's you. If so, let this message wrap around your heart. Peace is already within you. It always has been. It's just been waiting for you to return home. And once you find it, not as an idea, but as a lived experience, it changes everything. It's no longer something you chase. It becomes something you embody. Because peace isn't just something we visit on weekends. It's the way we choose to walk through the world, moment by moment, breath by breath. Conclusion. No matter how chaotic the world becomes, if you discover peace within yourself, you can stand tall, like a mountain in the storm. Today, we explored timeless Buddhist wisdom on how to find that inner calm, by being present, embracing impermanence, showing compassion, simplifying life, and turning peace into a daily habit. These are not just ideas to reflect on, they are practices that can transform your life, one mindful breath at a time. True peace doesn't come from fixing the world. It comes from knowing how to return home, to the stillness within. That stillness is always there, waiting patiently for you to listen. If something in this video touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like it. Share it with someone who needs it. Leave us a comment, we'd love to hear your story. And subscribe to Life Lessons for more gentle guidance rooted in Buddhist teachings. Thank you for spending this moment with us. May you walk through the noise of life with the quiet strength of a peaceful heart. Your journey to inner peace is sacred, and it begins now.